Hello, greetings folks. Guru Mayor here, and I'm bringing you sixth in a series of the positive power of negative feelings. So what is the positive power of negative feelings when it comes to grief and sadness? So we'll call it being sad is not so bad. It depends on how you view it and how you use it. So, as with all emotions, we want to accept them. We don't want to deny this real living part of ourselves. But after accepting it, what do you do with it, right? Because it can, okay, so I'm sad, and then I'm sad. So what do I do? Well, you've got a step ahead of resistance or denial, so that's a good thing. But we've got to be able to, deal with, communicate with, work with this part of our inner lives, our emotions. So if grief is like a guest that comes into your home, and you usually think you don't want it, but so accept it into your home. It came for a reason. And then you wouldn't have a guest just, there and not talk to them. So you've got to begin a dialogue, an interaction, get to know grief and get to learn from it. So my finding is that all emotions are here for guidance and for teaching us and healing us. So sadness specifically, sadness shows you what's important to you, right? If you don't care and the thing goes away, you don't care. But when something that you had goes away, something that you wanted and didn't get, an expectation thwarted, you'll be sad because the thing was important to you. So the work to do with grief and sadness is get to the bottom of what that important experience or quality in your life is. Those words are very specific. Usually we're sad about a person, place, or thing. But that person, place, or thing, a noun, gives us an experience that we like. We like how we feel around them. We like our life. We like who we are with that thing. And so if it's the experience we're after, then grief can teach us what that is and help us let go of that concept or that form or that specific thing that's probably already gone. So we're just dealing with reality. Accept what is gone and move on. Well, move on, what does that mean? Thanks very much. You're asking me to move on. What moving on means in this case is to identify the richness that you feel from the thing that was lost and find new forms of it, right? So in a trivial example, well, it shouldn't be trivial. A lot of people's earliest memories of sadness are from when they were a kid and losing a pet. So let's start there. So you loved that particular animal and its personality and how you enjoyed playing with it or cozying up with it. Well, playing and being cozy and being loved is probably in the, some of the qualities that you were loving that pet for because of how the pet enriched your life. So does coziness, fun, and love, affection leave the world entirely with that pet? No. So there will be a time to loosen, grief can loosen the attachment to that particular time and place and pet. And as that's loosened, we don't have to live without those qualities. We can go find new ways to get them. So that's the essence of working with grief. But now let's do it in practice. Let's work with it. So we're going to do a breath practice that involves inhaling fully and slowly. This will be 15 minutes total, 11 minutes plus a little finish. So please join me and you'll feel different afterwards. So we're going to breathe in slowly, counting to 5. Hold the breath for 5. Exhale slowly and completely for 5. And hold the breath out for 5. And you can do, we're doing this together, so you can do shorter or longer, but as long as you make the segments equal so that you're holding the breath for the same amount in and out. So we'll do 5s. Now, this breath, and I'll remind you of this while you're breathing, but I want to live, so I inhale and I feel good. Now I hold the breath. I get attacked, like I want this breath. And I don't want to let it go because what will happen if I let go? See the analogy here? But after a while it becomes toxic to hold on to it, right? So we just can't, we have to accept that things don't last forever. And that's a tough one for us, but there's the larger existential lesson of grief and sadness. Yeah, impermanence. And so deeper work with grief can help us embrace that entirety, even for our own lives, right? So the other part then is we'll exhale and hold the breath out. So there's another part of dysfunctional grief when we're just out of, we've got the loss, no breath, and we don't revive, we don't move on, we don't get over that breath and move on to the next one. So again, the lesson is I can't replace that particular animal that I loved or person, but I can find more love. And maybe it won't be my favorite one ever in my favorite form, but doesn't mean I have to go around hungry and starving. Okay, so let's practice. Now there's one more part to this. Hands on the knees and lift your chest up. In fact, expand the ribs a little bit, like this. And this will bring the chin back, chest up, chin back. Now, I don't advocate pushing the chin all the way down. That's a neck cramp position. But if I lift up like this and pull my neck straight back, then that's a pretty strong position. And as you breathe, you're going to try to keep this expansion, this stretching, opening the lungs so you can breathe fully. Shall we begin? Okay. So let me count with you for a while. So exhale completely, and here we go. Eyes will be closed. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Begin your exhale slowly, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now hold the breath out calmly, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the cycle. Begin in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold peacefully. And exhale slowly, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold it out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in. And hold. And out. And hold out. So you got that? Begin your inhale. Now count on your own. And if 5 was too easy or too hard, you can modify it a little bit, but keep the segments equal. And hold on with the knees, not just resting there, but holding, because you've got this lift in the chest. You've got a strength going on. Feel if you can expand the ribs. It's hard when you're exhaling to keep that rib expansion, but you can do it. Moving into the third minute here, you'll get the rhythm. Keep counting. That's going to focus your mind. It's beautiful, right? Just enjoying this breath. Gives you a quick feeling of sort of a mastery, sort of a in charge of your life, your breath. And when we face loss of any kind, we feel not in charge, out of control. And it's true. There's things we can control and there are things we cannot. And impermanence we cannot. That things come and go, that's a thing to accept and embrace. And so feel the rhythm of your breath. It comes, you enjoy it, you love it. You hold on to it because you love it. Life, holding on to breath, holding on to life, holding on to things that I want and need. Okay? For a time you can. Then the time has passed and it's time to pass it on. So feel the flow of life, the rhythm of life in this breathing that's right inside your body and intimately connected to your life. And be one with this flow of life, of energy. Feel the rhythm of coming and going. It's beautiful. Maybe you like youth and newness and freshness and starting much more than ending and old things and letting go. Yeah. There's a time to be up and a time to be down. But if you'll be accepting of the flow of life, as practiced in this flow of breath, you won't stay down, because every down brings an up. Every loss creates a void where something can be filled. Good. You're about halfway through the exercise. Just keep breathing. There's a little breath at the end we'll do. If your mind wanders from the counting, that's okay. It is important in this practice to keep the breaths even, at least the retention periods. You might be able to feel that without counting, but generally you'll kind of get lost in one or the other. So bring yourself back to counting when you can. Again, faster or slower than 5 beats each. If you're just joining, slow, deep inhale for 5 seconds, hold it for 5, exhale for 5, and hold it out for 5. And therein is the cycle of life and death. So now, if you will, visit in your mind a loss. Something you are or were or have been sad about. Maybe you've had intense grief, maybe it's been milder. But we all have lived through many gains and losses, so just pick something. And with the rhythm of the breath, overlay that memory. You know, there was a time before you knew of that person, place, or thing that you were sad about losing. And then it came into your life. And it became more and more important over time. And then maybe you took it for granted. Maybe you didn't appreciate it fully, but boy, when it was gone, you realized how important. And there's the hard part. Then it changed. You got older. It went away. You moved, Keep breathing. Those things that we love, we lose. Okay, but not entirely. So can you now, in the sadness, go into your heart and just feel what was so wonderful about that thing that you're sad about losing or changing? How did it help your life? How did you feel? What did you really love about it? And every answer that comes to that question, that was not the unique source of those experiences in your life. You can get right in there and feel your attachment. It's not a bad thing to have positive bonding to things, but if it's causing you pain because it's changed or gone, let that pain loosen the attachment and recognize what more of those experiences the world holds. And demand of your heart, I want more of that. Show me more in life. Bring me more. And then follow your heart. 2 more minutes, please. Deep breath. And I hope in this 11 minutes, there can be a shift in your view of your sadness and your use of your sadness. If you've lost the expansion to the chest and ribs, keep expanding them again. I don't mean to propose that grief is an easy thing. The pain is real. But if we either just indulge in the pain or resist the pain, it's going to persist because it's got a job to do to help you let go, see what's important, and move on to embrace more of that in your life. And when we do these breathing practices, we prepare ourselves. We clarify and strengthen our approach to handle the feelings. Then they'll help us handle life. Here we are, last few seconds. So 11 minutes isn't so long to give yourself some relief. And if you're in the midst of a grieving thing, do this often. And maybe little by little, you can release and rejuvenate. So here's the end. Inhale deep, come to the end of your exhale. Now inhale in 2 seconds. And out. And in through the nose. And out. Got it? Now, begin breath of fire, like this. Rapid diaphragmatic breath, just for a couple of minutes here. So now we're going to just even out the breath and wash the tears away. Now the cycle of coming and going is very short, and we're just blending them, and you see we merge into the cycle of life, that it's all one, coming and going without time or space. Come on, one more minute. Just really pump yourself up and clear the clouds, clear the cobwebs, all the stickiness in your heart. Let's do it. Keep that chest up and forward, chin back. Powerful. One more minute, please. See if you can be in no thoughts at this time. Just breath and feeling and sound. Be not in your mind, not in thoughts. Just be flushing away, clearing out, right? When the wind comes through LA, all the smoke and smog goes away and it's beautiful, blue, clear. So do that for your own mind, your own sticky emotions, and let's start fresh. And here we are. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Hold. Relax. Exhale. Now, relax your hands down. Easy posture. Put them over your chest if you like. And let's sit in that peacefulness of being complete and whole within yourself and within the universe. Universe is whole as it is, and so are you. How's that feel? Can you be real inside with your heart and talk to it when it's hurting and learn why, what's important? Your heart knows how to love regardless of person, place, or thing. And so if you'll dig deep into it, there's no loss, there's just love. If that sounds just sort of nice but impossible, you got to go in for your own experience and find that place that's permanent. Physical things are impermanent, but go in there and see if you find something permanent called love, soul, essence, right? Okay. That's my offering for you today. Practice it anytime. And this is just a little introduction to the profound work you can do with grief and sadness, and for that matter, any of your heavy emotions. There's a positive purpose and power to all what we call negative emotions. They're negative because we don't know what to do with them and don't know how to work with them. But I hope this is an example of all the other emotions, how sadness has a positive purpose and power. So we'll be back next time with, I think we got 2 more emotions to go over in the positive power. We'll do guilt and shame. Meanwhile, if you like this and want some more, I'm at emotional-liberation.com and offer you books and courses to help you have emotional health and maturity. Okay, take care.